It's gone. Wait. The big interference of the veil is gone, but there's something else. It's still jamming us. I might be able to punch through it with the slide, but it's going to take time. We must all be together. They need Benjamin, and we need the other heroes now. We are running out of time. If the age ends, the worlds will be broken forever. Evil will win. Dr. Arkaville looks at you, Mitch. I need help setting up the slide. And once I start, I won't be able to move. I'll need defenders, someone to fight them off. If they find us, someone to fight them off while I finish.
Where do you need me?
Apart. I'll take a group to destroy the interference. We have to be quiet and quick. Once it's down, you'll be able to get Ben, and the army of Happily Ever After can begin its charge. I'll take Shannon, Heather, JD, and Rob with me to find the jammer. You need to take Mitch too. Sorry, my boy, but if you're the younger other Mitch, you'll know where we go to set up the slide. You might be able to stop us.
Classic time paradox. Just get him back.
Stomach wrenches and you feel nausea rip your head as you feel like you're on a roller coaster standing still. Everybody that is in possession of a Mitchy-Talkie, they all crackle to life. And Mitch, you hear your own voice. What the fuck did you just change?
Everything.
Just stay out of the fucking way.
Are you serious?
He's a good one.
Yeah, but red eyes. Exactly what
I didn't say he wasn't a dick.
Ben told me to watch out for the ones with the red eyes. And then him, and she points at Arkaville.
I'm not me. I'm a different one.
That tracks.
He
He
did
holds
this.
up his hand with a wire ring around it. I'm a good one.
Yeah, that's what all the bad ones say.
Okay. Wait. I got a plan.
He took our memories. He took our memories. We don't remember what happened for the past year.
You see a tear roll out of his eye. It wasn't me.
Let's
you
lay
with
off
the
the old
robot?
man now. We gotta get going, guys. I get
He's
it.
the only one I trust.
Okay, wait. Who would win in a fight? Batman or Joker?
It's supposed to be the Batman, but that's only because of the movie.
He's the good guy.
That's what I would say too.
Who can fight with that logic?
Is that what that was? Well, I trust Ben.
House is open. When you pass through the one level, you can see it before you get there because the back wall's all glass. There's no grass in your backyard. It seems to have been dug up. As you look down the hallway, you see the room to your father's office open. As our camera follows us down the hall with George, as you get to where your father's office is, you see that there is a door that has been revealed behind your father's desk, big enough to walk through. Unfortunately, the figure inside the threshold is not walking. It is your mom. She is still, and she is gray. When you look inside it, you see that there's light coming from it. You see that there are chairs arrayed, just simple folding chairs. 4 of them are your mom in various stages of her life, up through what you can only assume would be her 80s or 90s. And in the other chairs are you, from a child all the way up until your 40s. So no one would be aware that you weren't aging. You would go to sleep one night, you would be downloaded into the new body, and you would awake, older, stronger, but none the wiser. Also in this room are 2 tanks. One of them is empty, and one of them holds a 15-year-old you in a wetsuit, and a computer is on with writing on the screen. You walk forward, and at the top of the screen it says, "This will activate in the event I don't check in once a month. You will always be my wife, and you will always be my son, no matter your choice." Beneath that it says, "The Pinocchio Protocols," and there is a prompt that says, "Flesh and blood," and a yes or a no.
But
He's just sitting there, looking at the cursor, the flashing yes or no.
oh, this is weird. Hey, are you alive?
Yeah, Jerry Bear, I'm alive.
I hate you
You
so
have
much.
Do you have a quarter on you?
Yes.
Go ahead and flip that for me, man. As he hears the coin flick into the air, George will type no and hit enter.
Jerry, you see George fall to the ground as your coin hits the ground too and lands on heads.
Oh, what did I do?
But when you look in, you see a tall, regal fellow sitting on a stool in the middle of this vacant lot. He is dressed in an almost Shakespearean garb, puffy sleeves, kind of a silk-tied shirt. In front of him is a stump with a chessboard. Well, come on then. I don't have all night. This is already eating into my mutton time.
Hey guys, there's a dude, British dude, I think, I'm not sure, with a chessboard. Feel like this is a trap.
Are you good at
Shannon.
chess?
I guess we'll find out.
We have to go.
battle.
She doesn't know how to play chess. I can't.
Look at you. You don't seem like much. A bunch of unripened dullards by the look. Very well. Pick your players and pick your pieces.
Okay, hold on. First and foremost, never start a game without knowing the rules. So what is this? What is happening here?
Oh, you know what's going on, don't you?
Enlighten me.
One of you will play me, and the rest will be your pieces. Humperdinck is cheating.
Oh.
Well, this is going to be over sooner than I thought.
But what rules are you playing by?
The only rules that count. The rich win.
It's not
Don't
fair.
you know those rules, Heather?
No, I don't know those rules. We should play by the same rules.
What will you give me to play by poverty rules?
No, I'm not going to give you anything to play by poverty rules. We're going to play the same rules. We sat down here to play a fair game.
Sorry, I like my rules.
Please. The man controlling you. The man who killed your father works for him. He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy.
He looks down at you. I know he is the bad one. What do I do?
You join our side. We're the good guys.
Well, I could be a good guy as well.
I don't see why not. It seems better.
Don't worry, I get paid for these things, but are you commanding me?
I think they will. I think you just have to turn around, and you'll be on our side.
Just turn around, just to do a spin?
I guess so. If you're facing this way, that means you're attacking us. If you're facing that way, that means you're attacking him.
Well, the rest of these are my friends as well, and do not wish to attack them.
Well, then help us turn them. We can all
Okay.
be good guys.
And
Great.
he turns around, and you begin to rise out of the sand. What's going on? This is cheating! You are cheating!
No, we're playing the same game.
We're playing
Rich
by
always
no.
wins.
That's my line. All right. So be it. To the rich. But he looks at you. What's going on?
It looks like we are all joining the same side. Yeah, we're all joining the same side. See, your friend there is turning around. Your friend there is turning around. I'll help this individual turn around, I suppose, if you so want. I'm keeping the mask though, just letting you know.
You have room for one more.
Definitely.
And Fezzik turns around. Prince Humperdinck looks down at the chessboard that has no pieces in between the two of you, looks over at the living chessboard that's beside him and says, well, this isn't right.
I think we'll trick me.
Ha! Gotcha, you're in the game. Obvious fact.
Hump as fuck. That's brutal, correct. But brutal, well, I guess you won fair and square. Here it is. And he lifts up the chessboard, and there is a small radio
We're
inside
not
the
rich
stone.
anymore. But you did make a side bet, so you have to help us. Also, did I happen to mention the last time we talked where I could be hanging out when not here?
Yes, you were still at the loop. That thing you called the loop. And I said, could you show me the loop? And you said, fuck no. And I said, that's rude. And you said, go play your game. And I said, fine.
That tracks. Okay, cool.
That
Well,
sounds
you're gonna
awesome.
help us. You're gonna help us now.
Okay, well,
and,
here, I don't know what this is. This is a loop-issued transceiver. It is capable of interdimensional static, and it is currently on. Back, Scarlet, you're the last line of defense as Jerry and Ricky move forward, and they are popping. The lightning will hit one of them for a second, and they'll just blow up like a piece of green bubble gum, and then as crap flies everywhere in the yard. As Jerry turns like the Green Lantern and just blasts a swath.
Good warriors let others come to them. Don't go to the others. Stay here. That's how we'll defeat them.
As these arrows are flying unerringly, and Jerry, you can see this kid is firing these arrows in just, openings that would be the size of a sandwich, and taking two of these things out by the ears, pinning them to the fence. You see this owl swooping down and picking one up and carrying it in the air about 50 feet and dropping it. This is a tandem attack that is going on between the two of them. You don't hear it when it happens, but you hear coming from inside the slide, help. And when you turn and look, you see as if from 50 feet away down a tunnel inside of this frame, as Dr. Arctiville works the control panel, you see the boy that you know as B, and he is running as hard as he can towards this opening. And he seems to be getting farther back, and he sees you and you see him reaching out. No, don't leave me.
She's gonna turn and run towards the slide.
So you dive through and you hear Arkaville yell out, "You don't!" And you are able to be kind of semi-caught as Arkaville reaches for you, but he can't hold on as you slip inside. Arkaville is sitting there trying to keep the slide open. "It's down. The veil's down completely. Interference is gone, but I'm losing him. You got to bring him in."
Ow!
"Get him!"
Do I go in?
Jerry's gonna run to the side of the house, grab the garden hose, and then run back over and hand it to him. Go!
He wraps it around his waist and then runs and jumps into the slide with his arms out.
You're able to crash together as Ricky, you kind of envelop her. Ben starts to fall away, almost like he's stumbling now, and you hear him yell out,
Nope.
"Scarlet," as he reaches for you.
I reach for him. Ben! And she's going to look back at Ricky. "Don't let go."
You grab hold, almost like a soldier's clasp with Ben McKenzie, and he's dangling now as Ricky, you have hold of Scarlet's feet, and Scarlet has a hold of Ben McKenzie, and Ben looks up at you with calm eyes. "It's you."
"Got you, Maverick. Let's go."
You see a hand reach from behind Ben and wrap around his ankle, and you're looking at George Butts as he holds on to your friend. "Where are you going there, Benji?" "Our George." You're standing behind Jerry. At the bottom of your screen, it says 110%. You have made your decision.
I T1000 run, and I pencil dive over top of them with like a knife hand out front into my antithesis, my nemesis.
You're able to shoot, bypass right over Jerry's shoulder, and Arkaville says, "You're shot, no, go back. Why are they all going in?" As you shoot over top of Ricky, over top of Scarlet, over top of Ben. You wink at Ben as you go by and jam the knife hand into the face of George Butts. And as he who walks between the rows loses his first soldier, the George that isn't explodes into sparks and falls backwards. The head split open. It lets go of Ben's ankle, and your hand takes its place. As everybody is pulled out one at a time, the last one being George, who has just vanquished his Through the Mirror Darkly version. And when you crash to the other side, Ben immediately rushes into Jerry and throws his arms around him. "I knew you wouldn't leave me."
I'm so sorry.
As we look into the backyard of the Buttses, and the group is standing there looking at one another, Ben looks up at Jerry, looks at everybody, all the Autobots, the Keystones, all of them. "Let's finish this once and for all." Van Halen moves forward. The sunlight is still beaming, creating a sunset at the end of George's street. She looks at all of the Autobots, her first friends in Garrett. "Go, get to the loop. In this, we will protect Garrett. The army of happily ever afters here. Go!"
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Atari Twilight. This is the penultimate episode. This is part one of a two-part finale, and we are ready to bring this ship home. So, you saw that extended feature of our previously on. So, without further ado, you guys know where the things are. I'm going to toss it right over to Greg to bring us back to the 80s that never was.
Thank you so much, my friend. And we've got a long road to go and a short time to get there. So for the second to last time, Atari Twilight is a story about the 80s played using Free League's Tales from the Loop system. It is a story about a group of kids tasked with saving the world entire. Standing against them, a collection of villains from the far corners of movies, TV, comic books, and novels. Their hometown of Garrett, Maryland has become a battleground of myth and might. The army of happily ever after, comprised of all the heroes of the 80s, battle against armies of their evil counterparts. But while battling the forces of good, the evildoers that have descended on Garrett covet the loop, a particle accelerator whose reckless science has breached the veil between Garrett and its limitless parallel dimensions. The loop and its science mean many different things to the various factions. Geopolitical power, a source of energy so concentrated as to reawaken a dead planet, a means to rule in this and all realities, and finally, a way to make things right. After traveling and diving to numerous mirrors of their hometown, our heroes, nicknamed the Autobots, find themselves back in their garret. The secrets they have learned along the way, coupled with friendships forged, may be the only thing standing between us and Armageddon. The date, Sunday, December 31st, 1989. Time is running out. The greatest decade, the 80s, draws to a close, and if allowed to end, so too ends all the worlds. Can our heroes find a way to stop the loop and save existence? That is what we are here to find out. Our kids stand at the heart of it all. Rob Ott, you have to go away to get ahead. What does that mean here in the Twilight, where heroes become legend? Shannon Locke, a choice awaits her, and the decision will direct the rest of her life, however long that may be. George Butts, his choice is made, and now their enemies will witness the firepower of this fully charged and operational Battle Butts. Jerry Baker, the group's stalwart defender, Jerry will be put to the test, where failure may not be an option, but it is fatal. Casey Mitch Mitchell, burdened with the knowledge that he may become their worst enemy, Mitch seeks to rewrite the story fate has written, one edit at a time. In this, the last year of the greatest decade, here in 1989, all will be decided for good or ill. The end of the age, and this tale is upon us. 4 years, over 165 songs, ultimately 40 episodes in the making, comes down to this. Now, we return to Garrett Prime in the Highlands of Maryland. Welcome one and all to the end of an age. Welcome, my friends, to part 1 of our series finale. Welcome to Atari Twilight Rollout, episode 11, Until the Day. For the very last time, thanks to a banked Michigan, you may refresh both your luck and your pride. Now, anyone can roll leadership. Rob, you automatically receive a pool of 4 leadership dice. I wonder why. Of the group,
Since I already got 4.
Yeah. You may roll as well if you'd like, but if you want to split it up and another member of the group roll for additional leadership, go right ahead.
Not it.
I mean, I'm just saying we tend to split a lot, and if I'm not with you guys, I don't know if I can offer you my hand and help, right?
Is this a situation like normal where if we roll now, we can't roll next episode in our finale?
Bold of you to assume we're not going to die before next episode.
I don't know, guys.
It is. And I didn't mention that. So if someone wants to roll tonight, they may also be eligible to roll next week,
I
provided they
appreciate
still
your
breathe.
choice of words. I will roll. Just in case I suddenly don't exist anymore. Leadership. Okay.
In case I accidentally unalive.
Yep. It's not unheard of. No. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Go figure. Cool.
Again,
so
you
that
can
meant nothing.
push if you'd like. You can use luck. I know
Don't
you
have luck.
any.
Too
I always
old
like to
for
say
luck.
it's right. Again, if it is allowed to pass, it passes without there being a leadership pool beyond that bequeathed to Rob.
Yeah.
My friends, this is the 80s that never was, or the 80s that could have possibly been. It's our 80s. It's the 80s of Atari Twilight in Garrett, Maryland. And this 80s, like all the 80s, is fueled and powered and directed by music. So if you could please go to your Spotify playlist, I would like you to go down to track number 5, Missing You by John Waite. My friends, we're going to go back in time just a smidge as the previously on ended. We're going to back up time a moment. So the group of 4 kids that were with you, accompanied by Van Halen, are still standing with you in the back of the Butts, the backyard of the Butts residence, where there are splashes of electrified and popped gremlins everywhere, a torn up yard where once there was grass, but a huge battle has taken place here. The victors stand accumulated in the yard. But before you, you see the group that fought alongside you, played the living chess beside you. My friends, these are messages from the Keystones to you. as this is their parting words to each of you. You may react in any way that you would like. Obviously, they are not here to continue a conversation, but they wanted to let you know one parting thing before they left. To Jerry, Ricky, the archer who helped you out, sticks out his hand. Thank you for having our backs. It was a pleasure watching you fry those little suckers. They creep me out. And Scarlett, the girl that you remember from the football team, stands next to Ricky and gives Jerry a big grin. Big hero energy, literally. She also puts her hand out, but this time for a high five. You got to teach me how to do that. Jerry, what is your reaction to these two accolades from the warriors of the other team?
Well, Jerry's, he's the older kid to these guys. So he's got to keep his cool composure. He'll shake hands, he'll high five, but at the end of the day, he's like giving Ben a side eye while he just folds his arms over his chest. He's the cool guy, the old cool guy.
Awesome. So, yeah, absolutely. As you look at Ben, you roll me an empathy as we move over to Butts. Butts, Scarlett walks over to you and sticks out her hand. I hope you find what you needed in there. She indicates your house. Of all the robot dudes I know, you're definitely the coolest. Thanks for saving our asses. Oh, and sorry about hitting you. Her smile widens because she knows it hurt her more than it hurt you. I've never been glad to be wrong before. And if you don't mind, I'm going to borrow this. She holds up the aluminum bat that she grabbed to fend off the onrushing gremlins. I'll give it back to you, I promise. Ricky the archer also nods to you. Glad to see you aren't evil, and thank you for the save. But do you have any responses in this, your moment of 110%edness?
Anytime, guys.
Scarlett runs over to Arkaville, who is busy taking off a pair of shaded goggles and pulling earplugs out of his ears. She gives him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, she says. Oh, you're welcome. Heather, the introverted girl that you spoke with, Rob, along the street, turns to everybody to address them en masse, not going up to anybody individually. Thank you for helping us today. You guys did a pretty good. But for a moment, Rob, she makes eye contact with you and gives you a small smile and a little wave. Then Ricky, the one with the bow, comes over. Thanks for keeping my friend safe. I hope you find your dad, Optimus, and if I see him first, I'll let him know that you are okay. How do you respond, Rob?
You too.
Scarlett moves over to you, Mitch. I'm sorry there's an evil you trying to destroy the multiverse. That's shitty. For what it's worth, I hope you stop him, or maybe stop him from being evil, or regardless, good luck. Oh, and when you go to the loop, watch out for booby traps.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. And good luck with your wizard shit.
You finally see Scarlett go over to Ben. She hugs him, and you hear, stay safe, B. Don't disappear on me again, okay? Stay close to Jerry. Did you know he can shoot lightning from his hands? There's a pause, and you see her head drop to his shoulder and Ben's head drop to her shoulder. And what is said is lost to all of you here. The fourth boy, the one that was there for the chess tournament, the one that's hanging back, the one that is carrying a Michitaki, simply waves. You guys are all welcome at my place when this is over. They slowly jump over the fence and leave, Ben following them and waving behind. Once they've departed, Ben turns around and drops down. My friends, if you could go to your Spotify playlist, please switch up to track number 3, Toy Soldiers by Martika.
Dude, I've been singing that song for weeks. It's been trapped in my brain.
It's a great song, man. Ben turns to you all. And this is the first time you've seen him for literally speaking months, but for you all, it's only been and felt like hours or a day or two, or the 3 days that you spent in the paused second. But he's standing before you now for the first time. And he looks at you, Mitch. Evil Mitch is going to try to slow us down, guys. He has arranged for all the villains to be in the same spot at the same time, basically acting like roadblocks. The only way to get to Evil Mitch before he destroys everything is to buy the time we need with each of us. He doesn't think that we'll split up. He's counting on it. We have to make sure that Mitch gets to him. He's and he can't make eye contact with you anymore, Mitch. He's not right.
What does that mean?
He thinks he's right. He thinks he's the only one that's right. You just need to get there, Mitch. You need to stop him.
That's the plan, man. Are you okay?
Yeah. We just have to finish this, man. I'm tired.
Yeah.
He's in the loop. He's in the loop. He's in the place called the Nexus. I don't know where it is. Arkeville steps forward. I know where the Nexus is. It's a center. It's an intrinsic field generator in the very center of the loop. It's I made it. At least in my world, I did. I could get you all there if it's the same.
What does it do?
Everything. Remember when I told you about speeding up time to make crops grow fast? Slowing it down to help people that had a disease?
Yeah.
It's the only place where it worked. I tried to recreate it in my lab, but I failed. I failed.
Well, let's succeed now.
Yeah. All of you roll and investigate for me, please.
One success for Mitch.
Shannon got 3.
Rob got 3.
Rob and Shannon, you are the only two to see Prince Humperdinck attempting to sneak off.
And where do you think you're going?
He bends over to pick something up. Just drop this. It seems to be a finger of a gremlin.
Uh-huh. Rich snacks? What is that?
Oh, this isn't mine. And he drops it.
Great. Oh, we still have a deal, right? Still gonna help us.
This elderly gentleman seems to know more than I do. I've never been to this loop. He, you, them never showed it to me.
I'm sure we can find a way for you to be useful.
Yeah, it's called Operation Human Shield.
I was thinking
don't
more
like
like
that.
distraction.
Whichever comes first, I guess.
How would you like me to distract? Would you like me to pretend like I am with you all and go a different direction? That sounds good. I'll head south.
Some kind of performance, perhaps.
To dance.
Yeah.
I don't dance without a partner.
Oh, well, what about one of them? Are the other people from the chess board there still?
No, they have all
okay.
left to take part in the battle that is occurring.
Got
at
it.
this present.
Okay.
And speaking of which, to kind of give you all a little bit of background noise, you hear what can only be every battle you've ever heard in a movie, every fight that you've ever imagined from a comic book panel with a POW and a kerplooey. You hear all of these sounds as they echo through Garrett, as the forces of good battle against the forces of evil from every corner of pop culture. It is a nice cacophony of violence, but it's distant here in the residential area.
It's the name of my band I had in high school. Cacophony of Violence.
Right. Mine was Humperdinck's Missing Finger. Go ahead.
That's unnecessarily funny.
That one got me. That one got me.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friends, with this, I will give you a bit of meta information. You currently have, it's roughly 7 o'clock. You have presumably 5 hours until the end of this day, which would also mark the end of this year and the end of the decade known as the 80s. If any of the warnings that you've received to this point deem or appear to be accurate, the world will end when the 80s does. And so if Mitch has placed himself in the loop, at least the evil version, then to stop him, you must get there. But my friends, the how and the why that you get there is up to you. I will provide you with as much help as I humanly can, help that you've cultivated along this and every prior season of Atari Twilight, but the story is yours to end. So at this moment, you are surrounded by 3 NPCs. Ben McKenzie, who's been with you quite a while, Dr. Holter Arkaville, who's been with you for several episodes and sessions now, and one Prince Humperdinck, who is a notorious asshole. I will give you this for free, no need for an empathy roll. He will screw you the first chance that he gets. But he seems at least pleasant enough if you keep an eye on him. You are standing in the Butts estate, each of you in the same dress and manner in which we left at the end. The slide is here. That is the interdimensional gateway. It has been damaged. It can be repaired, but like anything, time is of the essence, and to repair it will take time. My friends, for one of the very last times, I will simply ask you, what do you do?
Doc.
Go ahead. I have a quick question about, you said we were wearing last time. What am I wearing? What do I look like? Because I made a choice between flesh and blood and not.
Well, I have a question for you, because we never really got a chance to delve into this, Rhino. You have the option of remaining the 15-year-old version of Butts. You may be the 22-year-old version of Butts, the 31-year-old version of Butts, or the 40-year-old version of Butts.
I think I'll stick with the 15-year-old.
Then you are wearing exactly what you have been wearing. And I think with you, this is probably a carryover of the popped collars from the very last place that you were allowed to actually change. The only difference here is, if anybody were to look at you, no longer is your speech slurred as it has been before. You have more of you seem taller, you seem more upright. Your movements are lightning fast. And down at the bottom right-hand corner, it is flashing a firm 110%.
Okay. I was worried I was going to be naked. I just want to double check. That was the main thing.
You are not.
Okay.
You are. Had you made another choice, would have found out.
Gotcha.
Hey, Doc. You said the intrinsic whatever, the thing in the Nexus.
Intrinsic field generator or dampener, whatever side of the equation you're on. Yes.
Okay, cool. You said that it can do stuff like speed up and slow down time, or make the 1 second in time thing.
No, it can't make the 1 second in time. I was able to slow it down in a very specific area inside the. I could slow it down, and on a lab rat. It made a lab rat live.
What would happen if you set that up inside of it? And he points to the
what's
slide.
I don't know. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What's your plan?
Make it
He's asking you
implode.
genuinely. You want to blow it up?
Well, blow it in, I guess. Implode it.
He thinks for a second. Well, if it's got an immense amount of power, it uses everything that the loop generates from its particle accelerator. If we focused it all into the slide, it would have to go somewhere. But if it starts, it will draw all the matter in around it. I don't know how much that would be. We could try to contain it to the loop, but that's kind of like science on the fly.
Okay, we'll call that Plan B.
Okay. He starts to kind of like fold up the loop or the slide.
My robot's talking to me.
Someday it'll rule the world.
You know? Sorry, what did you say, Greg?
Right. He just starts to fold up the slide and kind of prepare it and get it ready to go. It doesn't take much. He's kind of keeping the frame together. It's damaged a bit, but he doesn't seem to be terribly concerned if this is what your use is for it, where it's not like actually going to be like sending a human or drawing forth like a living subject. He just starts to busy himself with putting it together.
B, you said that we have to split up.
Yeah.
How do you?
And you can see that Ben is on the edge of breaking down. He is just, you all know him. This is not an empathy role for Ben McKenzie. You've seen him go through incredibly horrific shit. And it's not that this is a culmination of all of that, or it's just this is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is a kid that, having been through all of this moment is the one that threatens to break him in isolation. Mitch, Megatron, all those people, Rugen, he arranged for them all to be between us and him. He thinks that we'll stop. He thinks that we won't be able to, and he kind of looks at Shannon for a second. He thinks that you guys won't be able to agree, and he just wants to slow you down. That's all he's trying to do, is slow you down.
Okay. This sounds batshit, but I have a plan. Something that I would never predict myself doing. Shannon, you're in charge. We do whatever Shannon says.
Roll force.
Oh,
Mitch,
fuck.
roll a fucking force right now.
Do
you mean this?
Yeah. One success.
You watch Mitch as he vomits all over the dirt area here in the backyard of the Butts residence. Anything that you've had, like the protein bars from the spared second of the Garrett, come rushing back up. Anything that is still resting in your stomach is now resting in the backyard. And there is a crackle on the Mitchy talkies. And you hear your own voice. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm in control.
There's no answer.
Okay. When that happens, that means I changed something. So, you're it.
Okay.
Oh. You have food in your house, Butts?
No, we're robots, remember?
That's right.
There's probably some snacks left in the backpack, though I think it's the bottom of the barrel choices at this point. Shannon kind of.
He's eating granola.
Yeah, it's like the shit that nobody wants, like the trail mix with the raisins and nonsense like that. Like just ugh.
No M&Ms in that one.
Yeah, all the M&Ms are already gone.
Yeah,
pick clean for sure. Okay,
Shannon, in this moment, I will let you know too that you feel a buzzing from your pocket, like something that seems to be humming or
it
vibrating.
That stone thing again?
It is.
And she kind of takes it out and looks.
It floats the inch or two off of your palm.
Huh. Okay.
That means Jimmy's here. That means he's actually here.
Yes. Yeah, except for, is he alive here? Like, it means he's alive, right?
As described by the ever elusive Jimmy,
Right.
when you would arrive into a garret where Jimmy is also present, he has the sister stone. Then they're both seem to be made out of the same magnetic grav material. So when within a close proximity to one another, they begin to buzz. The buzzing gets more furious the closer you get.
Right.
And the only other trick they do is hover about an inch or two off of your hand.
Okay. So unless somebody else has the stone, or it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going through some of the stuff that happened last time, but okay. Well, I think Ben's right. We're definitely gonna have to split up. I don't think we're all gonna be able to tackle it in one direction. Granted, meeting back together would probably be the best bet, but we need to get to the loop. Ideally, we find Jimmy. If it is in fact him, she looks at the stone. I think we're gonna need his help.
Ben nods. Yeah. Just get to the loop quick. He's scared of you, Mitch.
It's because I'm awesome.
I guess, man.
All right. What kind of vehicle situation do we have here?
You still have the battle wagon.
Yep.
Which is parked down the street and around the corner by Shannon's house, which is actually very close to Butts's house. Unless, of course, you double back and got it, which I will easily allow you to retcon. It could be at Butts's house as well.
Yeah.
So you have that, but beyond that, the other SUV from the loop was taken by the other 4 kids.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, how would have we otherwise gotten to Butts' house if it wasn't for the battle wagon is my guess.
Yeah,
probably.
Right. It was close enough to run or walk, but you could easily have ran back and grabbed it and made it there in the same amount of time. Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's just go ahead for the sake of time, say it's here. So it's enough. It's big enough for everybody that we have in our party at this point. Except for Humperdick over here. So maybe he stays behind. Hey, you know what you can do? You can clean up this mess. She points at the gremlins all over the place.
Do you have a staff or some ladies in waiting or someone that I can?
She picks up a shovel off the ground. There's your staff.
This is a laborer's device.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, you've been promoted.
Oh no, man, you have 10 staff on hand.
Oh, quaint poverty humor. Okay. Yeah. And you see him begin to like rake with, like, he's like dragging the shovel as if he's like with a broom. Yes, putting my elbow grease, as they say. He is doing
That's character.
To clean up his area. Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. Let's get go by where Jimmy might be. Maybe we can figure out some general direction. If I do if Shannon walks around in like any particular direction, is there one that kind of seems to be more
sure, roll me and investigate. Yeah. Give yourself a +2 since you have what is essentially an iconic item in your hand.
Okay. 1 success.
Yes, in fact, you feel it getting stronger, not as you walk in any direction, but when you turn back towards Garrett proper, you can actually feel it starting to get stronger and intensify.
Okay.
As if he's getting closer to you.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, everybody get into the battle wagon, I guess. Grab any supplies that you need, whether first aid, if there's anything. I mean, I know robots, but there's got to be something. Anything.
Hey, Mitch.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Come on. I built. Son of a bitch.
The rules are rules, man.
Evil Mitch might have called shotgun. So this
don't
be the change.
Don't. This isn't going to be a thing forever.
You not feeling queasy?
No.
Because in no world, in no version of Mitch, does Mitch outcall Jerry for shotgun.
Found the constant.
Right. Just build off that. As you all walk outside towards the battle wagon, having moved from this area, bringing with you Arkaville, the slide, and Ben McKenzie, Ben is going to hang back, and you feel a tug on your sleeve, Jerry, as you kind of like pass by Ben, and everybody else continues to move.
All right.
Man, I told you and I have to stay together.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
The rest of them can't, though, man. Do you know that?
What do you mean?
I can't tell you, man, but you and I have to stay together. You gotta trust me, man. You can roll empathy if you want.
I'm gonna.
You get a
I'm
+4 because this is Ben.
Oh, that's good because I'm not good at this. Yeah, I'm really not good at this.
You can luck, push, pride, if you feel it necessary.
No. Jerry's going with his gut. You tell me what you need, and I'll do it. You know that.
I need you to be a hero, man, no matter what happens. It all sort of depends on it. No matter what.
Okay.
If we ever get separated again, I'll wait for you in that garret where we had the bunk beds.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'll try to get there.
But you'll have to break it off with Sam.
Yeah, I'm sure there are other people there too.
You know, we'll get there. But like, we're all gonna get through this. We got this, Ben.
Just promise me, okay?
I promise, man. You're freaking me out.
He just walks off.
Jerry's kind of dumbfounded. He stands there flabbergasted for a minute.
Shannon, as you lead everybody else out, trailing Jerry and Ben, pausing for a few moments of conversation, you feel that vibration reach a bit of a crescendo, but then it maintains that kind of, it's not like it's, irritating or anything like that. It just kind of hits a high hum, and you all see 2 headlights approaching.
Oh, I hope this is good, not bad. Mitch, maybe you should hide, just in case.
Yeah. And he jumps behind whatever's the Mitchiest sized thing around for him to hide behind.
There is a slightly overgrown but interestingly pruned bush.
Does it
Do
look
we
like
wanna
a
know, Greg?
Does it look like a magnetrine truck?
It does not.
Shit.
Do we want to know what it looks like, Greg?
Mitch hides behind the flower.
See season 1.
Uh-huh.
So, Mitch, as you hide, does anybody else, grab their own bush?
No.
Low hanging fruit.
Yep. Too easy.
No, this is my house. I'm going to make sure I'm.
I heard it when I said it. That's all right. Okay, so as Mitch hides, roll stealth for me, Mitch.
No successes, Greg.
Okay, so everyone can see basically like Mitch's feet from underneath this
I imagine
bush.
it's like a legit topiary, so it's like
Right.
the stem is
stem at
real
the
big,
bottom
and then
and
the
then-
flower. Yeah, and it's just so it's just like pecks up.
So right, it's the old adage: if I can't see them, they can't see me.
Yeah.
So as you're all kind of sitting there in the middle of the road, you see these headlights come up, and it gets bigger, and you realize this is a larger vehicle. And when it comes to a stop, you hear the air brakes go off as a red Freightliner tractor trailer pulls up, and glaring in the front where a hood ornament would be in the grill is the Autobot symbol. The door opens the side, and Main Street Jimmy jumps out.
Oh, hey.
Holy
Mitch,
shit.
it's okay. You can come out. It's Jimmy.
Oh, hey.
Oh my God, you're all here?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Holy shit, you're all here.
So are you.
Yeah, but I was always here.
Right, we're not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll help you guys. I'm here to help you guys. We're going to the loop still?
Yes, that is what we are doing. Just gonna do a different plan, hopefully, than what is expected.
Don't tell me what the plan is.
Right. Nobody knows what the plan, just me.
You're in charge?
Yeah.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
Oh no, it's never happened. All right, okay, let's go.
Yeah, can I ride with Jimmy?
I think we're. Oh well, yeah. Actually, we do need to split the vehicles up, don't we? Since we don't have to go find you, we're just gonna all go to the loop. Yeah. How many seats does he have in his truck? Just the two.
Yeah, but there's the cotton. We could fit 5 in there easy. More if you could all get in, I guess. But Rob, he wants you to drive.
What?
Who?
Who?
Oh.
Truck.
No. Okay, yeah.
You should.
Yeah, shotgun.
You should.
No, you're driving.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then I will actually. Butts, you're driving the battle wagon.
What the?
Hey, she's in charge.
I know. I said it.
So Ben, Jerry, Butts, and Mitch are going in the battle wagon. I'll join in the Freightliner.
Shannon, where would you like the NPCs? You have Ben McKenzie, you have Main Street Jimmy, and you have Dr. Arkaville.
We're gonna keep Arkaville with the Butts crew.
Hey, are we meeting up somewhere? Because we can't use the walkies anymore.
That's a good point.
Because he has one.
Hey, it's okay. Turn to this frequency. We this is Main Street Jimmy. Oh, we got it locked down. And he reaches out for your Michitaki.
He hands it to him.
You see him make some adjustments as he it's like he's been fiddling with one of these for, I don't know, a decade or two. And as you look down, the old Radio Shack kind of dial that you have on there to help you with where it is, it's 106.1 FM. We have the radio station. When my friends are there, we just came from there. Look, and he takes his out of his pocket. This now realizing, Shannon, that whatever one that you saw in that beauty salon is not the one that's actually in the hands of Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Trion for Martha in the morning. And you hear a crackle. You hear a crackle as Martha, here, go for Tryon. Jimmy says, "Oh, we're wheels down, ready to roll out." You hear a female voice that Butts you recognize as Veronica Kirkshaw. Jerry, you quickly realize it too, that this is Sam's older sister responding to the moniker Martha in the morning. We will give you info for as long as we can, Jimmy. Garrett's gone. Hit them hard, Jimmy. Avenge us. And you see Jimmy kind of look into his radio. Veronica, what's going on? Again, that cackle. The crackle. Jesus, why do I keep saying that? Spike's hurt real bad. Jackie never made it back inside. Hannah's at the door, but we can't hold him for long. They're breaking in, Jimmy. We're going to blow the station, take a few of them with us. And you see Jimmy drop his walkie-talkie as he starts running back towards Optimus. He is screaming, Optimus, get back to the station, get back to the station. And as it hits, the radio continues. That's not the plan, Jimmy. We always knew this would happen. It's time to finish it. Does anybody pick up the radio? Jimmy's running over, screaming at Optimus.
Mitch's is already tuned to that frequency, right?
Yeah.
Mitch picks up the radio because he only recognized one of those names. And he just squawks the radio and says, fall back to Teletran 2.
You hear a pause. Wheeljack?
Yeah.
We're stuck. We'll give you as much time as we can, but we have Teletran 2's eye in the sky. We're getting information right now. It's clear all the way to the loop. If you go now, it's clear. They all seem to be focused in the center of town, but it's spreading. The fighting's everywhere, but between you and the loop, there's nothing. We'll hold them as long as we can.
Mitch, what if this is one of the things that we're supposed to change?
Wait. Wait, hey, Humper Dick, go to someone directions. You call off the things, whatever there is out there.
Me?
Yeah, you're a weird bad guy.
I'm not in charge of anything. You
yeah,
are.
But you're all royal and bullshitty. Just say I'm in charge of things and call them off.
People seldom listen to me when I speak. I don't know
Oh
if
my
that has
God.
been translated very well. But
Tell them I said it.
how would you want me to do that?
I don't care. Just go do it. I'm saying it. Go do it. I'm in charge. Go.
Okay.
Find a car or a horse. I don't know what you can do. Find something.
You see him start walking, and about halfway down the block, you hear him saying, "Hear ye, hear ye."
He just looks at Shannon and throws his hands up. Who's a Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, at least it's something different, I'm sure. Okay, we need to get to the loop. Jimmy, are you okay?
He's kind of defeated now as he realizes what's going on. There is a crackle from the Michitaki. Wheeljack?
Yeah.
Tell Jerry I'll see him on the flip side.
He's here.
You tell him.
He just looks at Jerry.
I gotta go now.
What's the risk of us sending them? And she points to Jimmy and the truck. I mean, what if they go to help instead and we go to the loop? I don't know.
Jimmy steps forward.
We need allies.
Yeah, if we can save all of them, then that's more allies for us.
What?
Jimmy,
Yeah,
what happened last time?
I can't remember. Everything's changed. It's not the same. Everything's different. I can't remember what happened and what didn't happen. There weren't as many of you. There was more of you. It's all changed now. It's all
Rob,
different.
Go into the truck, just you. Just go sit in the driver's side. Maybe something will speak to you.
Do you go in, Rob?
Oh, I thought you was talking to Jimmy.
No, talking to you.
Oh, yeah, no, I've been in the driver's seat. You're talking to me through the window.
Oh. Okay.
So as soon as you sit down and the door closes, you climb up into the Freightliner. And when you sit down in the middle of the console, where just below where the radio would be, you see a panel that begins to, like an LED climb, almost something like you could see on a stereo. And you hear, "Hello, Rob."
Hey, Optimus. Welcome back.
I could say the same to you.
Man, these you get new seats. Are these leather?
Maybe. And you can't see anything, but you think that if Optimus could smile, he would be. We haven't much time, Rob.
We need to save those people, but we need to get to the loop. I don't know what we should do. Optimus, I've never had to make this hard of a decision.
That is the cross that all leaders must bear.
We have to go to the loop.
I will get you there. But when I am gone, the last of the primes you will be.
You'll never leave. You're here with me all the time, Optimus. I promise.
I will be one with the Matrix. And someday, you will too. Until the day.
I can live with that.
But let us take one last drive as father and son.
Rob's gonna reach out and grab the steering wheel. Let's roll.
My friends, do you mount up?
So Rob, are we going all to the loop or are we diverting?
We have to go to the loop now, all of us. We don't
Okay.
have time.
Okay. Well, let's go to the loop then, guys.
What if we pile in Optimus and we give them the battle wagon? And he points to back and forth between Jimmy and Octaville. They can go to the station.
That's up to them, but we're going to the loop.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You're in charge.
I think Jimmy is going to need to do something else.
I'm here to help. I don't remember what happens, but I'm here to help.
Okay. Let's go.
And to clarify, Jimmy is riding an Optimus with Shannon and okay.
And Rob, yep.
Yep. As you all pile in and load in, you begin to move through the edge of the residential area north to the loop. The loop is about 45 minutes to the north of Garrett. And as you leave, you see the fires that are now raging through Garrett. When Veronica said that Garrett is gone, she wasn't being hyperbolic. It seems as if the town has at least been 50% destroyed. There is a massive fight going on. You have no idea what that means for the people that live there. It cannot be good. But as you kind of pull up and come out of the basin that is Garrett into the highlands and the mountains surrounding, deeper towards where the loop exists, here on December 31st, the snow begins to fly. When you hit a certain elevation, it's not laying or anything like that. It's just whipping past and through the headlights, creating that almost like starborn, going to warp speed effect as it bristles and floats and streaks past the windshields of both vehicles. My friends, please go to your Spotify playlist. And if you would, go down to track number 7 by the Dream Academy, Life in a Northern Town. As you are driving, the wheel feels, let me put it to you like this. Should you live beyond this day, Rob, you can't imagine there ever being a vehicle or anything that you would pilot that would ever feel as comfortable as the seat and the wheel of Optimus Prime. It is the proverbial glove. It is the Millennium Falcon to Han Solo. Do you say anything as you're...
I am a prime. I am a prime! And yeah, he's just going to yell that and have just the hugest cheese smile on his face. Probably not tears yet, but right there.
Who is in Optimus? I know Shannon, you're there. Who else is in Optimus?
It's just Shannon, Jimmy, and Rob.
Shannon, roll me an investigate.
One success.
When Rob yells out, you see what appears to be a glow coming from inside his shirt. And then it's gone.
Shannon probably just has like the lightest of smirks on her face. Nobody is watching her, I'm sure, but yeah. And she remains quiet through the rest of the journey to the loop.
Well, with that smile, you feel a tap on your shoulder from what would be like the cab area. And Jimmy looks at you. He's old, but you can still see that young version of Chris with the one blue eye and one brown eye, kind of, buried deep within this weathered and time-beaten kind of face. Hey, back when I was a kid with you and Dutch and Nee, I really love being with you guys.
Yeah. Things were a little bit easier back then, huh?
Yeah. It was easier because I felt like I belonged with you guys. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere else. It was someone told me somewhen that maybe when we die, we go to the time that we love the most. And I hope that's true, because that's where I want to go.
You know what, Jimmy? Me too.
I'll race you there.
Don't race me too fast. Come on. I've always been faster, right?
Oh, you're definitely faster now. I took a bullet in the knee and
Fair point.
And he just kind of pats your shoulder and then sits back in the kind of darkness. You can see the snow that's bristling through the windshield or around the windshield in his two multicolored eyes.
Shannon will also lean back and then put her arm through his arm and kind of like sits with him.
You feel Jimmy do something that he seldom does, and he slips into a completely restful sleep.
Awesome.
Rob.
Yeah.
You know what is ahead.
The end. And Rob's gonna reach up.
It makes the air horn sound.
Yeah, that was for no other reason other than he just wanted to do that.
I will help you as long as I can. I have, and you can hear a hesitancy in the robotic voice, sustained heavy damage.
What does that mean? Is there a special mechanic we take you to, or
Some friends gave me extra time, precious moments that I am grateful for, but you must do something for me.
anything? What do you need?
Maggie, she is somewhere in the loop. Find her. Free her.
Of course. Okay. So we gotta free Maggie from the. Can't just blow up the loop. Maggie's in the loop, so we gotta go in the loop to get Maggie to. Okay. Okay. We can do that. We can do that. He's gonna look over at Shannon. She can do that.
Shannon, your father is there too.
I figure. I know what I need to do.
Again, the two of you have no idea how you could even sense this, but if there was a smile to be born by Optimus Prime, he is smiling right now. You two are perfect soldiers, but you are better people. A blessing in these dark times.
Thank you.
As you start the final climb towards the loop, Optimus goes quiet, but he has one thing he needs to say. But we're going to go back to the battle wagon as you all are driving. Dr. Arkeville is on the whiteboard that's inside the battle wagon as he is writing. Actually, it's the side of the battle wagon. It's not a whiteboard, right? It's just the actual metal. Well, he's sitting there, and Mitch, if you're joining with him, and this is him working through how to implode the loop. So everybody, if you want to start playing Whisper to a Scream, which is track number 10 by the Icicle Works, now would be a good time. He's as he writes along the side. So if we set it up right at the nexus and then we turn it on, we will have to, depending upon what you're doing in there, and if there's a focal point for the energy, we would have to either face it directly towards or directly away from it, so it would be on the same plane as the impact point. As he goes on and on about, kind of seeing your plan to fruition, Mitch.
Yeah. And then you said we need to send it somewhere. We send it to the spare second.
Good idea. The spare second.
It's a moment at a time that can't hurt anybody.
And I already have its coordinates.
Great.
And you see him like with the little box that he has with it. He's kind of like, moving dials and moving things like that. We're going to get it.
Oh, wait. Can this help? And he pulls the transceiver out of his Radio Shack backpack.
Dr. Arkeville looks at it and says, "Ooh," as you pull it out. And it's such a and you just see him start like running wires from the back of one and cracking open the transceiver. But as he's doing it, he's showing you what he's doing. should we have to connect it here? Because then it runs back and forth through the circuit now. And then as he's kind of explaining to you as he does it, he's a teacher, this Arkaville, which is part of his selflessness, as opposed to your version's selfishness.
I dig it.
Everybody else in the truck or the battle wagon, what do you do as you follow the Autobot known as Optimus Prime towards the loop?
George was driving, right? So I think
That's correct.
Jerry's sitting up front, kind of silently stewing for most of the ride. Finally, he'll like break the silence. It doesn't feel right.
What are you talking about?
We're leaving people behind. We don't do that.
There's going to be a time when we can't save everybody.
I don't believe that.
And why is that? Why does that time have to be now?
Ben, who's sitting against his back against the same wall that Arkaville's writing over, his feet kind of drawn up and his arms around his legs. He's trying to slow you down. All he's trying to do is slow you down.
I know, but it doesn't feel right.
He's counting on that, man.
This was never going to be easy. We might have to make some concessions. But this sounds like it's our last chance.
I'm
George,
just getting
Gary.
really sick of last chances. That's all.
Ben says, we've got to finish it then, man. We got to finish it for good.
Let's do it.
George, in your heads up display, it says activate emotional response with a question mark.
Yes.
And you feel the pressures and the stress of the situation rush in, handling it however George would handle it, but it's present now. It's there. Whether it's a weight on your shoulders, a heaviness in your heart, an anxiety, or a vibration in your hands of adrenaline, it's a mimicked response in your artificial body. It's very human. Back in Optimus, as you take the last hill, Rob, Optimus says to you, you are the son of my spark. I cannot tell you anymore. But for what is to come, you are to know that the parents that love you, that see you as the son of their souls, is myself and Maggie. Know that in these moments.
I know, Optimus. And thank you for everything.
Until the day. Until all are one. As you go over the hill and look down, for the first time in our series, you see it. Initially coined by the government with the cumbersome title of the Facility for the Research of High Energy Physics, it quickly became known simply as the Loop, a nod to the massive circular particle accelerator running around the facility, but beneath the ground, like Satan's very own personal carousel, complete with an apocalyptic calliope. Visible above the ground, though, were three massive monolithic-like vents that each stretch roughly 12 stories in the air. Surrounding these passionless sentries are huddled smaller research labs, test tracks, test fields, and hazardous material bunkers. Sounds of battle drift to you, even at this height and distance. Flashes of lightning and laser fire and flare. A war rages between you and the middle of the facility. In the very center of the doomsday atom known as the Loop sits a small, squat structure with seemingly little to define it as special. This cinder block and metal structure is known as the Nexus. Here, the consolidated might of the Loop can be brought to bear to fuel whatever scientific design the Loop's children can think up. Here was born the robots that clean Garrett's streets. Here, born the mag trucks that float lazily over the landscape, ferrying goods to every corner of the country. But those aren't the only inventions housed here. They are just the most well-known. Weapons of war, bipedal robots, and vast suborbital anti-grav platforms are also birthed here. Whether creations of peace or strife, each invention shares one similar trait. They are all created under the watchful eye of Dr. Holter Arkeville. Dr. Arkeville keeps most of his finest inventions secret, as they have had to do with multidimensional travel and time. He and his team have breathed and breached the space between this world and the other, somehow piercing the mystical veil as well. They communicated with extra-dimensional beings like Megatron and conducted exploratory trips that forever sundered worlds. All of these powered by the Loop and its vast reserve of liquid energy flowing beneath the ground around it. Even Arkeville is still torn about what came first, the Loop or the Energon. Did the Loop draw it into the surface? Did the Loop create it? Or was it some cosmic stroke of luck? Somehow, two of the universe's greatest sources of energy were placed within a stone's throw of one another. Arkeville could care less. Tonight, with the help of the Energon, he intends to bring the Loop and its new branches fully online, and his life's work will be complete. Beneath you, my friends, humming like a kindly woodworker creating a kitchen table, the Loop prepares itself, and somewhere in the Nexus, Evil Mitch prepares to destroy the world. Somehow he got himself in there undetected. Somehow he meticulously placed powerful forces between you and him, a shield of wicked design. He is there. You are here. My friends, for the very last time together, what do you do? Optimus pulls to a stop just at the edge of what would be the Loop's property.
I guess we were getting out of the vehicles.
Can go as far as needed. I didn't know how stealthy you wished us to be.
Well, he already knows we're coming. But it's a matter of how many other forces are opposing us and working together or against one another. And that's kind of what we don't know.
Megatron is here. I can feel him.
Is that what that is? That the weight?
We need you to help us with Megatron, or at least his other soldiers.
I will give you everything I have. The last of my spark.
Okay, if we can do that. Let's let's get with the others real quick and just kind of come up with a good idea. Okay.
There is a swirl of snow as presumably you all exit the vehicles. And as you stand there, George, you begin getting telemetry readings. Roll me whatever you would like here. Roll me either an investigate or a tinker. An
Well, they're both
investigate is
so
more
great.
human. A tinker is more robot.
Well, neither is great. So I'm just going to go with Tinker. 0 successes.
Where the 110% is just above it, almost like a some type of line by line readout that fades into it. It turns translucent and fades into your view. You see just lines of code going by and disappearing. It seems like it should be familiar, but as of this moment, it's not coming through. You're not grasping its intent, but it's still there, and you're still kind of aware of it. It's something that you'll get, but now it's going to take you a little time. Everybody else, what do you do as you look down upon the 3 huge vents of the loop, the kind of outbuildings and test facilities that kind of are peppered around these 3 large columns? And free of charge, you see at the very center of all of this, kind of separated by about 50 yards of field in every direction around it, is just a little cinder block building. And by little, it's like warehouse size, but in relation to everything else, it seems like it's the smallest building.
Are there like a lot of different entrances, or is there really only one way in from what we're seeing?
From this kind of elevated position, you can see that there is a gate which is open. If you continue along the road that you're on, there is a gate to the north that also appears to be open. There is a hole in the fence to the west, and there is the absence of fence because there is a huge crater to the east. The crater is still smoking and burning. You actually see flames kind of licking around that area.
Like something landed there?
Something either landed there or was shot there and exploded, both. It is an impact point of pretty hefty dimensions.
Okay. Well, do you guys come up with anything in the van on the way up? The battle wagon?
We combined the slide and the transceiver, and I think Plan B. I think we can implode the loop and send it to the spare second. But
Okay.
it's still Plan B. I have a bad plan, an idea. I don't have plans. I'm not in charge. I have an idea. I did it once before. It worked pretty well. He looks at Jimmy. What if I push Optimus to the radio tower? I made Jimmy dive without me being attached, and the veil's down, and there's like all kinds of crazy shit going on, so maybe it's easier.
You've never pushed within the same space.
No. Yeah, it's a risk, but if we do nothing, then Mr. Derry is gonna die, and whoever the hell Martha and Jackie and whatever that other person's name was.
Well, they're going to die anyway if we don't fix what's happening here.
We just got to buy them time.
Don't you think this is exactly what the other you expects you to do?
No, the other me would expect me to go, I think.
Go where?
To the radio tower.
To save them?
Yeah. So it's kind of like doing what I expect, but also not, because I'm still here.
And you're willing to bet everybody's lives on that?
I mean, No offense, but he's a giant truck. He can't get in the loop with us. Even in robot form, he's too big.
Yeah, but the enemies aren't all inside the loop necessarily. Don't forget who was flying overhead not but a day ago. Which you might not remember, but I certainly do, because I've tangoed before. Not happy with that.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not not in charge. You guys can vote or whatever.
Okay. Then I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks.
Weren't they trying to buy us time?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much of that is a distraction.
From the back, Ben just whispers, "Make it worth it."
If we lose everything, what's the point of winning? You know?
Sounded like they knew what they signed up for.
Anybody else? Rob?
Yeah, I think we should probably ask Optimus.
This is not my war to lead.
You're going to be the one being pushed. But I mean, they don't deserve what's coming to them, but you know, if he gets there and it's too late and we wasted the time sending him there when he could have helped us here, I don't know. Send him.
It's 2 and 2. I don't get a vote.
Jimmy?
Jimmy looks at Rob. He was in the truck. He heard everything that went on between you and Optimus. Jimmy, if Rob says to send him, send him.
If you think you could do it, Mitch, then let's do it. Let's not waste more time.
Greg, I'm going to walk to the front of the truck, the grill that has the big Autobot symbol on it. And he's putting like both of his hands on the grill. And he just sort of like leans his head in the center of the grill.
You can see yourself reflected in the metallic surface of the Autobot symbol.
He whispers under his breath, "Please save them." And I'm going to use my pride. Only I can fix this.
Before Optimus Prime is pushed, do you say anything to him, Rob?
Yeah, he's gonna put his hand on him, you know, just on the side of him, and until all are one.
Until all are one.
And then he's gonna just look at Mitch and shake his head. Okay.
Jerry and George, roll me an investigate, since you are the farthest away, it seems.
1 success. Oh, yeah, 1 success.
Got 2 this time.
Then you see it, George, but you can't pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. Jerry, you see it exactly. You see the leather cord going around Rob's neck and descending into his shirt, and you see a glow that is crystal shaped, and for a moment it flares almost like a peek at the sun through clenched and split fingers, you know, or a lightsaber, as it just for a second, then it's gone. Tell me how you push Optimus Prime.
Ooh. I was not ready for that. Yeah, I think it's like that's all we see is like that that like warp speed, but in reverse. So like wherever the back end of Optimus is starts getting like pulled and getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the rest of it sort of catches up And then Mitch is left standing there holding his hands. And my goal would be to get Optimus as close to the radio tower as possible to get those people out of there.
With your pride, you can get him as close as you'd like.
He's going to try to get him like right outside the door of the radio tower. And as soon as he feels like the cold metal or I guess it was just driving, so the warm metal no longer there, he like quickly pulls out the Michitaki and just clicks it and says, "Help's on the way," and then puts it back.
There's no response. But that's another story. My friends, you are one Autobot fewer here looking down. What do you do as you see the loop? How do you advance? Do you advance? What's the plan for this moment?
Rob and I have a particular objective when we get in there. You guys need to find the center of it all and take it down. I would recommend avoiding anybody that you can.
We're not going to avoid my dad, but that I'll take that on. If he shows up, you guys ignore him. I'll take it.
Okay, hey, that's what I would do.
Do what?
I would put things for you. You go after your dad. You go after Maggie. You go after your dad. You go after your dad. Everyone has dad. Jesus. I would put all of you going after your own parent. I'd put them in your way so that you go to them. And then I would ambush you because you would go to them.
But we already know that it would be a trap.
Yeah, but it would be a trap for you.
But only Rob and I are going to there. You guys are going the rest of the way.
Butts just said if he sees his dad, he would fight his dad. What I'm saying is if you see your person, I would have a trap there for you specifically.
I know. Rob and I aren't going to the end. You are. And Butts is going to get you there.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Mitch?
We have to take those traps so you don't.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ben stands beside you, Mitch, and you feel his hand like on your tricep. I know, man. We got to get you there. That's our job in all this. I know it's tough, man. I know you. I know you want to win. I don't know if we can. Not all of us.
I need you guys to make a promise. If it looks bad after you get me through, you run. If you can't win, and he looks like specifically at Shannon, you cut and run.
I can't make you that promise.
If I think you guys aren't going to make it, this plan's going to be fucked from the start.
Then I guess we better make it.
Mitch, roll force.
2 successes.
You're able to keep from vomiting as the Michitakis crackle to life, the ones that have not been tuned to 106.1. And you would hear from everybody else's Mitch. All right, motherfucker. If we're going to do this, come on. I fucking dare you.
Uh-huh. Okay. So let's go.
We
What?
I want Mitch to promise something too. If
Okay.
you end this, no matter what, it's done. You can't fix it. Don't start it again.
Okay.
My friends, Ben can't roll empathy. But Ben's eyes narrow as he looks at Mitch. Swear on us. Swear on the Autobots that you won't try to fix things or do something like he's doing.
Okay. Yeah. 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 And Mitch like puts out his hand like a group circle thing and just says, let's do this.
Ben would put his hand in, as would Jimmy and Arkaville. But before the others put their hand in, I need to know as the GM. And the players can know as players, but not as player characters. Are you telling the truth?
oh man. After 3 years, Greg, yeah, this one, he's heartfelt. Okay. He doesn't like it, but
Roll me a force.
2 successes.
You keep from vomiting again. And you just hear the crackle of the Michitaki. You're never going to get here in time. My friends, do you all join hands?
Absolutely.
Shannon will. Yep.
Mitch kind of
And
like
as the-
looks around to everybody who has their hands in the circle, and then like looks to Shannon, who is in charge now, and he says, "Okay, Autobots roll out."
Rob and I will go in first. We'll try to get them and their attention on us as much as possible. I know you're not really good about laying low, but try to lay low a little bit. Rob, are you ready for this?
Until all are one.
I
as
believe
you
in
all
you.
have your as you all have your hands in the middle of the circle, the 3 wire rings of the Only Good Club kind of touching as Shannon, Mitch, and Arkaville have their hands in close proximity, and the rest of the Autobots have their hands in as well. Ben is right beside Jerry. Everybody, if you could, as the Autobots turn to face the loop and begin to march down towards both the facility and their destiny, go to track number 22 on our Spotify playlist. Spectre Generals, Nothing's Going to Stand in Our Way, as the Autobots roll out for the last time towards Evil Mitch's grand design. And just as we are ready to cut away and take to Raven's wings in the airs above the loop, Ben pulls you back, Jerry. You see tears pouring down his face. I lied, man.
What do you mean?
I know more than I'm letting on, man. I don't want to die and not tell you.
What do you mean?
Buddy, we're not all going to make it. And that, my friends, is where we end our session of Atari Twilight.
Well, shit. Well,
Mhm.
well, that was the penultimate episode of Atari Twilight. That's it. That's all there is to say about it. Guys, if you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. Link for that down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. We're going to do our introductions. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. I'll put that up immediately as soon as possible over to the Patreon, which, again, you can get that link down below. Join us over at the $5 tier. Let's do these outros and get the hell out of here. So we can do that. We'll start with Meta. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hello, I'm here. Future dead Shannon. And you guys can find me here next week.
Perfect. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Miss Bitters, I just play games here. Don't look for me anywhere else.
Great. Frags, same questions. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hey, what's up? I'm Frags, future dead Rob, current dead Kindle. Yeah, no, dude, I just hang out in the Discord and play video games and do my thing. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And Mike, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
You can find me on Discord. That's about it.
Great. Super easy outros. And Greg, last but not least, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Greg. You can also find me on Discord in the unMadeGaming Atari Twilight Writers Room. Hang out there and talk about nerdy stuff, the 80s, nerdy 80s stuff, all that. I'm also on a show on Friday nights over on Academic Foxhole, but don't look for me on social media because, like these fine people, I too have given all that up. See you next week.
Although,
I should say, see you next week for episode 12, part 2 of our finale and the series finale of Atari Twilight rolled out, entitled Until All Are One.
Hell yeah. And with that, we're out of here. So that's all from us. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.